Saigi Trong 11, the wind howled like a banshee through the ancient pines of Colorado's high country, and that first crack of gunfire shattered the night like thunder from hell itself. I bolted from my cabin, heart pounding in my chest like a war drum from those bloody days at Gettysburg. Duke, my long-haired hound, was already ahead, barking fierce and low, leading me straight into the shadows of the cliffside trail. What in God's name was out here? Raiders, rustlers, or just some fool drunk on moonshine? But nothing prepared me for what we found. A woman sprawled on the jagged rocks, her turquoise silk dress torn to shreds, blood staining the fabric like accusations from a vengeful ghost. Duke Wind nudging her cold hand with his nose, his eyes pleading up at me. I knelt, pressing fingers to her neck. The pulse was faint, a whisper against the storm. "Hold on, darlin'," I murmured, my voice rough from years of silence. "I ain't letting you slip away." She was light as a feather when I scooped her up, starved and battered, her face a map of bruises and lashes that spoke of hellish torment. As I lifted her, a leather envelope tumbled from her folds, nearly snatched by the gale into the abyss below. I snagged it just in time, my breath catching at the seal. Territorial Marriage Bureau of Colorado. Amelia Grant, the name hit me like a gut punch. My mail-order bride, the one I'd waited on through the endless autumn rains, figuring she'd wised up and ditched a scarred-up loner like me. Rain pelted my face like needles as I carried her back, Duke trotting close, his fur matted and alert. Inside the cabin, the fire crackled weakly in the hearth, casting shadows over the iron bed, rough-hewn table, and shelves of dog-eared books that had been my only companions for 7 long years. I laid her down gentle, like she was made of glass, and Duke planted himself at her side, a loyal sentinel, drawing on the field medicine I'd learned in the Union ranks. I cleaned her wounds with whiskey-soaked rags, wincing at every flinch she made in her fevered sleep. That envelope mocked me from the table. I whispered her name, Amelia, feeling a spark ignite in the dead coals of my heart. A hope I'd buried deep after the war stole my youth and left me, haunted by nightmares of smoke and screams. Why'd I even send for her? To fill the aching void, I reckon. Duke was faithful, but a dog's warmth couldn't mend the loneliness that clawed at me nights, whispering I'd never deserve more than this solitary exile in the wilds. Her letters had been soft, hesitant, marked with ink blots like unshed tears. A widow, she'd said, seeking a fresh start away from judgmental eyes back east. Maybe she carried scars too, hidden under that brave facade. As dawn bled through the shutters, her eyelids fluttered open, emerald eyes wide with terror. I spooned sugar water to her lips. "Easy now, ma'am. Name's Ethan Caldwell. You're safe here. God bless you," she rasped, voice like sandpaper. Then the story spilled out. Her wagon train ambushed by outlaws, left for dead because a woman's no use in a fight. Her gaze fell on the envelope, and tears carved paths down her bruised cheeks. "You single quotes re... him. The man I promised to wed." My chest tightened fate's cruel joke, delivering her half-dead to my door. But before I could answer, Duke growled low, hackles rising. I peered through the crack, dark-coated figures slinking in the mist. "They'll come back," Amelia whispered, fear sharpening her features. "Think I took their boss's ledger proof of his dirty deals?" I pressed my Colt into her trembling hand. "Pa teach you to shoot?" She nodded fierce. Better than most. 4 riders burst from the trees, hollering demands for the Thevan widow. I slipped out back with Duke, circling silent as a shadow. The first shot rang out mine from 50 yards, dropping the lead man in a spray of crimson on the fresh snow. Amelia fired from the window, her bullet whizzing past my ear as she yelled, "I ain't dying today." I charged in close, knife flashing to gut the second, while Duke tore at the third's leg with savage fury. The fourth wheeled his horse, eyes wild, but this was just the start. And as blood soaked the ground, I knew our tangled fates had only begun to unravel.